Hello friends, Mandar here, back with another video. Today I am going to talk about Visa Bulletin. So those of you who have your green card petition pending or immigrant visa petition pending, you all must be aware about Visa Bulletin. So that is something that people keep an eye on throughout their process of the green card. So today I am going to talk about Visa Bulletin that is issued by Department of State every month. I'm going to go into the details of every section. I'm going to go through the numbers, what category of visas have how many numbers for annual limit, and I will actually walk you through the screen and see what are the things that you should be looking at in the Visa Bulletin. So stay tuned until the end and let's get started. If you are here for the first time, my name is Mandar. If you like this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel. I would also like to mention that I'm not an immigration attorney, so you should hire a lawyer for your specific immigration needs. With that said, let's get started. So USCIS along with Department of State determine the visa availability for the people who are pending green card application. They do that every month through something called Visa Bulletin. They determine the visa availability for people who are under the family sponsored category as well as for the employment sponsored category. The process was recently updated so that USCIS processes and Department of State processes are aligned well. For people who are applying for adjustment of status within the United States as against people who are applying for an immigrant visa at the consulates abroad. So when you say Visa Bulletin, what are you actually looking at? So if you are a green card applicant and if your application is pending, so what you are looking at in Visa Bulletin is whether or not you can apply for adjustment of status, which is I-485. This will be shown in the final action dates section of this Visa Bulletin. To understand this, we need to take a deeper dive into all these categories and their statutory numbers. So USCIS determines if in a certain category there are more number of visas available than the applicants present, then they allow you to use the dates for filing section of the Visa Bulletin. On the other hand, if the number of applicants are more than the number of available visas for that category for that particular year, this means that category is oversubscribed, and then you will probably need to look at final action date section of the Visa Bulletin. So what's the procedure for determining the numbers? Let's look at that. Most of the green card categories have an annual visa number limit. Consular officers around the world have to report the number of applicants that are present in each of the categories around the world. Similarly, USCIS officers who are adjudicating the cases for pending I-485, they have to report the numbers for each category similar to what consular officers do. So taken these two numbers together, if the number of applicants for a certain category are more than the number of visas available for that year, then this category is called oversubscribed. The final action date for an oversubscribed category is the priority date of the first application who could not be met within the yearly quota for that category. If at any point the annual limit was reached by the number of applicants in that particular category, then that category is changed to unavailable. This means that no more applicants can apply into that category for that particular year. Now let's look at the visa number limits. So family sponsored preference category has 226,000 immigrant visas per year. Employment based preference category has 140,000 visas available worldwide. These are immigrant visas. Each preference category has a country limit of 7% to the maximum. If the visa numbers from other categories are undersubscribed, they may be used towards one of these country quota limits. Say for example, for employment based category, each country has a quota of only 7% of the 140,000. Typically, the visa demands far exceeds the quota for countries such as Honduras, Mexico, India, China, Philippines, and few others. So let's look at family sponsored category, which has 226,000 immigrant visas per year. Within the family category, the first preference category is F1, which is sons and daughters of US citizens. The second category is spouses and children and unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents. The third one is F2A, which is sons and daughters of permanent residents. Then there is F2B, which is unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents. The third category is married sons and daughters of US citizens. And then the fourth and last category within the family based is brothers and sisters of US citizens. In the employment based category of green card, the first preference category is EB1, which is specialized and exceptional ability category and also includes multinational managers. The second one is EB2, which is specialized skills immigrant category with special education. The third category is EB3, which is also special skills and non-skilled immigrants. The category number 4 is EB4, which is for religious workers and so on and so forth. And preference category 5, which is EB5, investor visa program. Now let's look at the actual visa bulletin. Here we'll walk through the different sections of visa bulletin and see what we should be looking at, because the Department of State updates this visa bulletin every month. It comes out around middle of every month, and the numbers are for the following month of processing. So let's look at it. The first thing you do is go to google.com and type Visa Bulletin. When you do that, you click on the first link from travel.state.gov. When you go to that link, this is the page that you will see for the Visa Bulletin. So you'll see the current Visa Bulletin, which is the first link on the left hand side, and then you will see the upcoming Visa Bulletin. So if it's around 15th of month, you will actually get to see the next month Visa Bulletin over here. But for this month, the next month's July Visa Bulletin has still not arrived, or they haven't displayed it yet. So let's look at the June 2020 Visa Bulletin. Let's click on it. So when you come down here, you will see all the information about the statutory numbers, how they are calculated, and the definitions of final action date versus the date of filing. Here they will also specify for a particular month if you are going to use the final action dates versus the actual dates for final action date versus date for filing. Now let's look at family sponsored preference. Here as you can see, first there are dates for final actions, and then you can see the family sponsored categories on the left hand side, F1, F2A, and then you can see all the dates, available dates for that category of green card. So you can see China mainland born has, for example F1, it has a date of 22nd of May 2014. What it means is any applicant whose priority date is on or before this particular date is eligible to apply for I-485, which is adjustment of status. Similarly for India, Mexico, Philippines, there are different dates, and you have to keep watching these dates every month. If your priority date is retrogressed for the type of application and for the country that you are applying for, then you have to look at these dates to see whether you qualify to apply for the final stage of the green card, which is adjustment of status. Now as you come down, you can also see date for filing of the visa. So these are the two different dates that I was talking about. One is final action date and one is date for filing. If for a particular category the number of applicants is less than the number of available visas for that particular category for that particular year, then the State Department will ask you to go by the date of filing. But if the category is oversubscribed, then they may ask you to go for final action date to apply for your 485. As you scroll down, you can get into the employment based preference category section. In this, it also goes through each and every section of employment base, which is first, second, third, fourth and fifth category, and it will list out what are the priority date currents for those categories and for those countries. So let's take another example. So if you are an applicant of EB1 category for green card, and if you are from India, then this is the priority date that you should be looking at. So your own priority date should be on or before this date for you to be able to be eligible for applying 485. So that's the way you look at this Visa Bulletin, and you will kind of know when to apply for your final stage of green card. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.